Hey hustlers, how would you like to be generating $12,000 a month or more online in your spare time? Well, that's what I'm here today to show you how to do, specifically by selling on Amazon using the arbitrage business model. Guys, you only need two things. That's right, I said two things in order for you to be doing 5 figures a month, 6 figures a year in your part-time, just like me. All you need is number one, products that sell, and number two, you need to be able to scale your business. And I'm going to show you exactly how to do it. We're going to have an example of the types of products that you can sell. Like, for instance, what I'm going to be sending in today are these little Minnie Mouse toilet. Wait, what would you call this? It's a padded toilet seat for a kid. And that's just an example of the types of products you can sell. So what I'm going to do is actually take you through the entire process. But let me tell you something you really need to pay attention to. Again, this is for people who are interested in generating 5 figures a month, 6 figures a year. Guys, Amazon, selling on Amazon is one of the quickest ways to get that done. Okay. Number one, the reasons why. Number one, so many people use Amazon. Amazon has over 300 million active people who use their services. So you've got the audience that you need. Okay. You don't have to spend any money on advertising. You don't have to worry, is anybody seeing my product? Okay. That's going to affect everything you do. Number two, when you use the arbitrage business model, it is so easy to find products in each and every category. You can get started right away. And guys, when you've got over 300 million eyeballs on your products, when you select the right products, when you use my methods that I'm going to show you here, you sell and you sell fast. That is so key. Number three, with arbitrage, you're selling physical products. Now, hustlers, I want you to think for a second. Okay. When you're talking about physical products, here's the beauty of it. We live in a society of consumers, and you don't have to convince people. When you've got the right product selection, you don't have to convince people to buy. As a matter of fact, again, hustlers, you got to think about what I'm saying here and let it sink in. When you have the right products, think about it. How much thought needs to go into a purchase of toothpaste, hair conditioner, soap, dog food, cat food? There's just not a lot. When you have the right product selection, and you can branch out into so many different things, but the point I'm making here is when you're selling physical products, the customer knows what they want. They're here to consume. Okay. Number four, it is scalable, and don't let the term confuse you or frighten you. Here's what I'm saying. We're going to look at my numbers real quick. I'm not going to take up too much of your time with it, but I like to show that this is real. And I'm doing this as a one-man operation. There is no one helping me with my Amazon business, and I'm able to generate 6 figures a year in revenue part-time. Number five, Amazon wants you to succeed. We're going to look at the percentage of revenue that's being generated through Amazon from third-party sellers like you. That way, you're going to get the support. Amazon never could have grown into the juggernaut that they are today without your help as a third-party seller. Let's take a moment and just look at some fun facts. So all I did was a quick search on how many people are using Amazon today. And I kind of came up with, I ended up on a website, this businessofapps.com, if I said that right. And just sort of looking back in 2020, the revenue for Amazon was 386 billion. And that was a couple years ago. Okay. Let's look at here. You'll notice in this column, third party retail. This is how much back in 2020, 80 billion. So you're talking better than half back in 2020 of the revenue that was coming in was actually coming in from third-party sellers. Just another quick fact on the same site. I agree with this. Amazon is one of the most recognizable brands in the world. I want you to think about that. Think about yourself and how this affects you. You are partnering up with one of the most recognizable brands in the world. This is such an opportunity for you. You've got to see it. Amazon was the 4th tech company to reach 1 trillion market cap and is on its way to 2 trillion. I think they already hit that. I want to say they did. Okay, here's another site, techjury.net. Guys, this is important. I want you to take this into account. Maybe you haven't been following, but like I said, Amazon has 300 million active users. That's twice the entire population of Russia. 197 million people visit Amazon every month. Look at this. 95 million Americans have Amazon Prime membership. Okay. Think about this. Nearly 2/3 of Americans have bought something from Amazon. That's more than 90% of US online shoppers. Okay. Amazon owns more than 90% of market share in 5 categories. And they go on to say, and you will agree, it is clear that Amazon has a colossal user base. We're going to look at one more thing real quick, guys, just so that you know this is real. This is not, pie in the sky, or, this is honest and transparent. We're going to come over the reports. We're going to come over the business reports. And what we're going to do is we're going to go year to date. We're going to apply that. We're going to get rid of last year. And then here you can see along the bottom, January, February, March, April, May. And what you'll see is 9,300, 8,800. And then what happened? 10,730, 11,626. We're not even halfway into the month, and we're already at 4,039. So I expect we're going to increase even more. Guys, this is just to show you, you got to understand something. On this channel, it's not about just getting you motivated. It's not about just, pie in the sky, about get rich quick. It's about actually showing you how to do it. If you're serious, I'm going to challenge you right now to stay on this video, roll up your sleeves with me, and actually learn how to do the business. When you leave here, you should have actionable steps that you can take if you're serious. Okay. So again, the product that we're looking at is right here. We're going to go through the steps. And so for the purpose of this video, there's pretty much only 5 steps that you need to take. So watch what happens. The first thing you need to do, you need to actually find a product. Now we're talking online arbitrage, so we're not walking into a store. Now, what you can do is there are a lot of stores. You can go to your regular big box stores online, Amazon, Target, Best Buy, Bed Bath & Beyond, Kohl's. But for the purpose of this video, I'm going to actually show you a site that I like to use that you may not have thought of, and it is called Boscov's. Some of you in the Pennsylvania area, which is where I'm at, you may have used this store. If not, you can still shop there. And that is the product that we sourced. So the first thing you need to do, okay, number 1 is find a product. And now you have an idea of where you can start. When you're looking at products, you kind of want to look for things that are on sale. Okay. It can be clearance. It can be closeouts. It can be coupons, deals that they're going on, but there needs to be, in most cases, or at least in many cases, you're going to want to have to, find a product that has been marked down. That's not always the case, but that's a great place to start. You can use software, which we'll talk about more in the next video. The software that I used to find this product is called Tactical Arbitrage. We'll get into that in the next video. But once you find the product, okay, finding the product, and I'm not going to make this a second a step, but it should be part of finding a product, is seeing, can you sweeten the deal, as I like to say. So I use, up here you can see an extension called ROI, and right away I can see I can get 15% cash back, okay, by using Rakuten. Used to be Ebates if you're old school, but there's other sites you can get cash back. It doesn't really matter what you get the most, obviously, but this is free money. If it was just 1%, it's free money. Then you want to see, can you get a discounted gift card? People sell their gift cards that they were usually given and they don't want to really use. They can cash them in. They're going to take a hit, but it was free money to them anyway in most cases. So, for example, this gift card outlets, I probably wouldn't check. You could try them out if you want. I would definitely go with raise.com because I know you're going to get your discounted electronic gift card very fast. Some of these sites, you can make the purchase and you've got to wait. You want to go ahead and make the purchase now while it's hot. If you click on that, you can actually see how this works. You'll go to Raise, and what you'll do is you'll see discounted gift cards, and you definitely want digital. Some of these will give you physical. You don't want that because then you got to wait for it in the mail. I only do that with stores that I source at a lot. For example, GNC. But here you can see 10.7% off. Now, this would be, the value is $50. This is how much you're paying because they took out the 10.7%. And it goes 60 pages worth. And you just put together what you need to make your purchase. Guys, it's just that simple. Then what you want to do is evaluate the product. This is where you find the product on Amazon. Now, if you're using software like I do, Tactical Arbitrage, a simple link will take you to the product. Otherwise, you're going to have to actually do a search on Amazon, and it can be done, guys. I used to do it before I had Tactical Arbitrage, but it's a lot harder to do. Now, right off the bat, you can see $10, and you can see almost 3 times that at $27.49. When you see a difference of roughly 3 times, if the product is selling for roughly 3 times what you're gonna pay, you pretty much got a deal. You can see it right off the bat, okay? But then there's some things you got to do. Now remember, guys, this is step 2. This is all under evaluating the product, because you're evaluating to see, can you make a profit? How fast is the product selling? Do you think there might be any IP complaints? Remember, you're doing arbitrage, so you're not an authorized distributor. You don't have a wholesale account, so you might get kicked off the listing. That's just part of arbitrage. And guys, you see the kind of numbers I do. It's not the end of the world. It's a great way for you to get involved. And if you want to get into wholesale or private label or whatever, you can do that later. Okay, so how do we make that evaluation? Well, one thing I like to do is come over to a software I like to use called Inventory Lab. I'll go into research, I'll go into Scout, and all I need to do is take that ASIN, that's the stock keeping unit that Amazon uses, stick it in here, and boom, the product will come up. And let's say you were going to list it for $27.46. We're not even going to count the discounts right now. We could, but if you spent, say, $9.99, then you would get, if you sold it for $27.46, you will get that $9.99 back plus $5.26. That's 52, rounded up to 53% return on investment, guys. That you got it right there. And I have 6 of these. I'm going to actually list them, and in this video I'm going to show you how I physically do that. But let's go back into the evaluation. We're going to look at the ratings. It's not a deal breaker, but if you've got good ratings, that is a good thing. If you've got good ratings, then you know you're not going to have returns. You're not going to have, issues with that kind of stuff. Okay. The next thing you want to look at is how likely is the product going to sell? Now I'm using this chart right here, this graph. This is called a keeper chart. And I have the paid version because that gives me more information, but you can take the free version just starting out. There's no reason you have to spend a lot of money on tools right away. But if this isn't hard clad, but when you look in the right column, okay, and you come down that sales rank column, and you'll come down to drops. If there's 13 drops, that's roughly 13 sales, because every time that product sells, the sales rank drops. The lower the number, the better. This isn't ironclad, guys, but it's a good rule of thumb, and it has worked for me. Now, in that blue column, that one isn't quite showing correctly, because what you can see is what I would do at this point. I would look, you've got 15 people selling. So there's probably not going to be any IP complaints. In other words, the intellectual property owner can get you kicked off the listing. That's a chance you take. But I'm going to send these in and let Amazon do all of the work for me. So I'm going to filter by prime, by new. Now you'll notice I'm looking at this number here. That's telling me how much stock the competition has. That's another thing to help you factor the likelihood of you selling the product. If this guy only has 2, this guy only has 1, this guy only has 1, you're not getting into a product where you're going to fight somebody that has 50 or 100 units and he won't budge or whatever. You get into some kind of fight with him. A lot of your competition doesn't have a lot of stock. That's a good thing. Another part of the evaluation process for you might be how heavy it is. That doesn't bother me, but if you don't want to deal in heavy items, that is something you're going to need to consider. I was talking with a client the other day. He just doesn't have the space. Well, we got small things you can sell, writing utensils, batteries, little things. You don't have to get into bigger items if you don't want to. Another thing to think about, guys, and this is important, going back to what we were using to kind of evaluate how much money we're going to make. A lot of times, to be successful, I'm not looking as much at the net profit per unit. I'm looking more at the return on investment, because when you look at your entire budget for the month, let's say you had $1,000, just to use a round number. If you had $1,000 and you could get, say 20% back on that 1,000, well, that's 200. So, that's not a bad deal. So what that means is this: at the time you set your price, you had 53% return on investment. But you could still make a 20% profit dropping significantly. That gives you the room if you need to lower your price. If that product isn't moving, it's costing you money. Now, what do? It's costing you money in storage fees, unless you're going to merchant fulfill it. But we're going to assume that if you're like me, you're going to let Amazon do all of that kind of stuff for you. It only makes sense. But you need the room. This is how you put your business plan together. Okay. So you've got room at this price that if you need to lower it, you can do it. Okay. And once you do that, guys, then the next step is to purchase the inventory. You're purchasing it online. It's going to be delivered to you. The next thing you're going to do is when it gets to you, you're going to process it. We have videos that show you how to prep to get that stuff out to the Amazon warehouses. From there, you're going to sell it, which of course Amazon takes care of. And then you're going to repeat. Now, listen, because this is where it This is so important what I'm about to tell you. See, two things are going to happen as you continue to do this business. Number one, you're going to get very good at quickly identifying products that will sell. You're going to learn brands. You're going to learn categories. You're going to learn what you like to do, what you don't like. You're going to do more of what you like. You're going to do less of what you don't. And that is going to make things run smooth. And then your replenishables, or replens, as we say in the business, the products that continue to sell over and over and you can wash, rinse, and repeat, that is actually how you're going to actually build your business. That's how you're going to scale. I mean, you got to understand, guys, there's more than one way to scale, but it basically boils down to two things. If you want to scale the business, either you're going to have to be sourcing more and more and more, which requires more and more and more time, or you're going to focus on your replens, and all you do is go to the same place, order the same amount, or, as you learn how much you need to order, because you're thinking like a manager, okay? Not just a hustler. A manager runs a business. A hustler flips money out there hustling, flea market style or whatever. Treat it like a business, and it's going to pay you dividends like a business. So follow me on this. At this point, like I said, two things are going to happen. You're going to get better at sourcing products. Number two, your replens will reveal themselves. You really can't go into this business saying, hey, I'm looking for replens. You're looking for products that you can sell, and you allow the replens to rise. And then when you get a replen, I'm talking one replen, you treat that replen like gold. What do I mean by that? You make sure you are never out of stock for as long as that product is going to be a replen. Every product has a life cycle, and I don't care if you're doing wholesale. I don't care if you're private labeling. It doesn't matter if you're doing arbitrage. Nothing lasts forever. But while it's good, you have got to be on it. You cannot miss that opportunity. That tip alone has changed the game for me. Treat it like gold. That's pretty much it, guys. Find the product, evaluate it, purchase the inventory, process it, sell it, repeat, and allow your replens to build. Guys, once you get about a good 10 replens, your life is so much easier, because you're in and out. You can develop systems because you're using the same products. You know what size boxes, what warehouses they want those particular products to go to most of the time. Get all of that going to one warehouse, and you never miss an opportunity. What you don't want to do is source the product, sell the product, and then one day go, oh, I'm out of product. Then go purchase. Now you're waiting, and all that time, every time a customer was ready for that product, that opportunity, you missed it, and you can't get that back. Okay. So now all we got to do, we did everything. The only thing we need to do is process and sell, and see if it's a good replen, we'll repeat. But chances are a product like this, you're not going to be able to replen. If you do, it won't be for long, because stores like Kohl's, this is a discounted product. They're probably not making them anymore, or they're not carrying it anymore. Now, this is just something I learned because of selling products. These are things you're going to learn. That probably will not be a good replen, but you never know. So let me demonstrate exactly how to process the inventory. Okay. Now, what you'll see is I'm back in Inventory Lab. I do not use Seller Central to list, because Seller Central does not allow me to run my business. Seller Central allows me to list products on the platform, but I want to run a business. So I need to know certain things, and we'll get into that. So all I need to do is take that ASIN once again, stick it in there, and then watch this. I could either select the product, but guess what? At the time that I purchased the product, I already put all the information in. That way, when the units came in, all I needed to do is click here and look at. You'll notice I have under unlisted quantity, because I put this inventory into the system, but it was unlisted. Now, here you can see the cost, because I had to pay tax and I didn't take advantage of, you know, things like I told you to. And what I love about it is I can see the store that I bought it from. I can see the date. See, I bought this back the 30th of April. It has no expiration date, but sometimes you're selling products that have expiration dates. You want to be able to see that later on when you're trying to make a decision. When did I buy this? When does this expire? Do I need to get it out of the warehouse? Do I need to just blow it out? I got a customer saying this and that. I got my information. You can't add information like this in Seller Central. When you're listing on Seller Central, there's nothing in there that's making you see whether or not it was a good purchase. There's going to be times, guys, where you made a purchase, and by the time you get ready to send it out and you're looking at all your competition, their price has tanked. You might need to send that right on back where you got it from. But what you don't want to do is not be thinking about whether or not you're going to make a profit. I also love the fact that here I can put my max price at $27.99, and this is going to automatically update in the software that I use as a repricer. That's a whole nother ball of wax. When you get to a certain level in the game, you're going to want to use a repricer to be competitive. So it's nice to have software that will automate all of that. Then all I need to do is add that to the batch. And this is communicating with Amazon. Everything's going to one place. I'll review the batch. I'll submit it. It'll sync. Guys, it's just that simple. Okay. And little trick just to show you something. They want one of these to go to another warehouse, and I don't want to do it. I can actually move that around. Take this out. And if you want to see that, we can do it in the next video. It's not a big thing, but what I would not want to do is send a quantity of one to a warehouse. I just wouldn't want to do it. You know what? Here, you guys, you're paying attention this far. If you made it this far, you deserve to actually see how to do it. So at this point, what you want to do, let's see, is create. Now watch what happens at this point. At this point, you start entering the box content. I'm not going to send this. So watch what happens. I'm going to delete that. Yes. That shipment's gone. But I got to adjust. Now, instead of 1, that's 2. All we got to do is enter the box content. And I can tell you right now, it's all going to fit in one box. So right here, I'm going to assign those 2 to a box. I'm going to assign those 6 to a box. And all we need to do is weigh those boxes. Do you guys really want to see all that? Of course you do. All right. So then all you got to do is transmit the boxes. Now, they're going to ask you for the weight, the dimensions, and all of that. Oh, and one more thing I forgot. I will need to cover any barcodes that are on there. So let me show you what I'm talking about. Okay, so can you see that UPC code right there? That needs to be covered. I'll show you how to do that. All I need to do is come over here. I'll click that. I'll print the label. I need 2 of them. Then I'll come over here. I'll print the label. I need 6 of them. And all I'm using is a little Dymo printer. it spits out these little labels, and watch what happens. You peel off a label and you cover up that barcode, toss it in a box, you're good to go. Okay, now I'm gonna hold on and I'm gonna show you the box once I got it all together. Okay, so I got everything in the box, and watch what I did. I kept the same I kept the same Boscov's box that it came in. And all I need to do is look at, take this off, and I'll make sure that I cover this, okay? I might as well take you through the whole process. Why am I doing this? Because if you made it, guys, if you made it this far, you deserve, you just flat out deserve to see everything. You made it this far. I've been on this channel since 2017. Most people don't care. I do it anyway. I don't know why. You know what? I do it for people like you. The one or two people that actually care. That want more than just some feel good, some warm and fuzzy, and then go back to video games or whatever they do other than starting their Amazon business and doing this. I want to show you deserve this because you're paying me right now. You're paying attention, which is your most valuable asset in this world. Your ability to think, the thought energy that you're putting into this right now. You are paying attention, and all I want in return for your attention is to give you some value. If there's anything that I didn't cover, please leave a comment, guys. I gotta pat you on the back. You made it this far. You're gonna be successful. If you were willing to make it this far, there's nothing that can stop you. See, most people like to say what they want, and they're not willing to do what they need to do. If you're not willing to do what you need to do, then you can't have what you say you want to have. And you won't even, a lot of these people won't out here on YouTube, won't even pay attention when somebody's giving them free information and just want to help them. So watch what happens. What we want to do from this point, we've got to put the box information on there. And I wrote down, so guys, once I put in all of my dimensions, my weights, I wrote all that junk down. Then I just submit it. From there, what I need to do is, because this is what it'll look like from there. What I need to do from there is go back. That's the wrong screen. I need to go back into Amazon. I need to come over to inventory. I need to come down to manage FBA shipments. And there it is. You'll notice this one, we took out that one unit. So it has nothing. This one has 2 SKUs, 8 actual units, right? We'll go work on shipment. And if anybody's familiar with the way this Seller Central works, you'll notice I can look and modify units. But what I cannot do, all of this has already been generated, okay? So then I go to calculate, and you'll like this because this will show you if I'm spending $7.96 to get this box in, and I have 8 units in there, it's costing me $1 per unit to get in. A lot of times you're wondering, how much am I going to pay to get this in? Now, a lot of times I don't spend that much, but I don't have as many units. So again, this goes back to figuring out how much did it really cost. Now, it's up to you how you run your business. You might expense your shipping costs. So then you're not factoring that into the actual product cost. You're factoring the fact that shipping is an expense in business. That's different. Okay, but you could talk to your accountant or whoever you want to set up your books, how you want to look at that. I'll accept the charges. I'll tell them that I'm shipping today, which is May the 10th. We'll print the box labels. The box labels come out like this. And then all I'll do is take You see how that was looking? That had 2 labels that's going to print out. I get these free labels from UPS. I'll stick this in the printer real quick, and I'll go ahead and print it. It's printing right now. And then once that prints out, it looks like this. You'll pull off your labels. They like to have them all on one side. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. But all I'll do, I'll make sure that one of the labels, again, covers this. I'll probably put the other one on the other panel. And I'm gone, out the door. And maybe we'll come back and see, and go over this again, because these may sell, they may not, but I'm pretty sure they will based on the evaluation that we did and just my experience. Guys, watch the video. We've got another video about 7 steps to take to evaluate a product. If you have any value to add to the conversation, please leave a comment. If you have any questions, go ahead and ask right down in the comments. There are plenty of resources down there. We've got guides down in the description for you to help you find, products. There's all types of stuff down there for your benefit, so take advantage. Down in the description, there will be a phone number if you need to contact me. I won't charge you for that. I don't. It's just what I do. Guys, you made it this far. You deserve some attention, okay? And I'm here to give it to you. If there's anything I can do to help, please do not hesitate. Guys, remember what I'm telling you, because I mean this from the bottom of my heart. You made it this far. You are part of a few people. For whatever reason, you decided to pay attention. And for that, I want to help you. You do not have to do this by yourself, okay? I'm here for you. And if you got any value out of this video, give it a thumbs up, like, share. But most importantly, you don't have to do all of that. Most importantly, reach out to me if you need me. All right. And I'll see you guys in the next video.